Are you a fan of games like Forever Skies and Void Train? If you are, this game might be right up your alley. This is Heat Death Survival Train. Now, Heat Death Survival Train is a open world survival game which will see you building, upgrading and customizing a giant battle train to explore a frozen wasteland. Now, this is not only upgrading and building this battle train, but you can also turn it into a giant weapons platform to face off drones and droids that will be encountering through the frozen wastelands. Now, the frozen wastelands are an inhospitable place, and you will also have giant storms that threaten your very survival. In that case, you'll need to get back to your train and hide on there, so you've got to build it up to be pretty beastie to withstand the giant storms and the drones that you'll encounter. So you're going to need to build your base up and arm it with weapons and power, so you can survive these storms and fend off all of these enemy drones that are trying to completely destroy you. Now, it is developed and published by Massgames, and there isn't a release date yet. The planned release date is 2024, but on their Steam page there is currently a demo available, so the links are in the description down below. Definitely check it out. It is loads of fun, and we have a video coming in a couple of days' time. If this one does well, we're going to go through the actual storyline and see how far we can progress in this demo. The demo is fun. I've played a little bit of it, and so far I like what I see. It's enjoyable. It's pretty much got that Subnautica relaxed vibe to it, where you just play and relax at your own pace, which I do like survival games that have that, but that element of surprise and combat in there as well. So it is enjoyable. The train is really, really cool. You're going to need various systems such as power and actually power consumption units, so you can see what's being used in your train and where it's going, as well as actual generating power itself. Your train will generate power when you are stopped on the tracks, but that power doesn't last very long, especially if you've got weapons and you are trying to drive pretty quick. Now, it's a single player game, which is unfortunate. This could be really cool playing with a group of people, having a giant train going along and having separate parts that you're all monitoring each. And we'll have progressive weapon systems. So as you go through the game, you'll start with the basics and then work your way up to some really insane weaponry to fight off the drones. Now, as you progress through on the tracks, you will also come across more deadly enemies, and the storms could get more severe. So you are going to have to make sure your train is up to the task of progressing through the actual tracks. As well as storms and drones everywhere, there are also mysteries of the unknown world that you'll have to discover along your playthrough, whether that's going to be a storyline that progresses, or whether it's just going to be random little bits of information like notes that you'll just come across and will give you an inkling as to what's happened and why you're in the situation you're in. Is yet to be seen. Hopefully, though, we do see some sort of progressive storyline through that. It will be an early access title, I believe, so we could definitely see more updates on the horizon with community feedback and what people want. The only thing I would say about it is everything is white, which is relatively bland, and hopefully there's a lot more customization options, so you can make something really special and unique when it comes to your train. Now, arming the train and fighting the droids is very, very cool. I think having just an absolute beast of a train that you can build up and destroy everything with is going to be insane. Now, it's not just about the train, because as I say, you will be exploring mysteries of the unknown world. So you will also need to gather loot, so you can exit the train, wander around in the frozen wastelands when you come across certain points of interest. Now, the train as well is integral. That is part of the main game, but it doesn't start as something that's good. You are going to start with a very basic platform and then build your way up and increase that train as you progress through, finding ever harder to come by resources. Now, as I said, we'll be facing enemy drones. We won't just be facing them, as well as the weaponry that is aboard your train. You can create drones to help defend it. Whether those things will go out and scout areas, or whether you could have something like the Subnautica, you know, the pod that gives you the scan and shows you where things are. Whether you can have something like that, so you can pull up, do some building, your drone can go off, and then let you know if there's anything good, whether it's worth getting off the train or just staying on track and progressing through. Now, I said you'd be able to explore as well. It's not just about the train track, which Void Train was good, but I thought it did get a little bit boring just staying on that same track and never actually leaving it. But in Heat Death, you will actually be able to visit various locations such as mountain ranges, caves, frozen jungles and cities. You'll be able to unlock new equipment and discover the fate of humanity. So that is going to be where those sort of mysteries come in as you're exploring those areas. It doesn't seem like there's going to be that much on the tracks, and we may have to go off the beaten path to find some interesting stuff. And keeping your character warm during those absolute And trying to keep your character warm during those frosty storms is going to be a very key part of the game. So whether we'll be able to explore these cities for a prolonged period of time, or whether we're going to have to go back to the train to get warm, is yet to be seen. And of course it is a survival game, so you will have those survival mechanics, such as you're going to need food, you're going to need liquids, you're going to need all sorts of bits and bobs to keep yourself alive. Now, if you do want to check it out, I did mention that there is a demo available at the moment on Steam, so you can go check it out on their Steam page. The links are in the description down below. Now, if you do want to play the game on PC, the system requirements are recommended a 64-bit processor, Windows 10 or 11, and Intel Core i7-9700K or AMD Ryzen 7, 16GB of RAM, and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 or an AMD 5700 XT. So for recommended, you need some pretty beastie bits and bobs. But for minimum requirements, relatively easy. You should be able to pass it. Most PCs these days will absolutely smash those minimums. So what do you think of heatdeathsurvivaltrain? All the relevant links are down in the description below. There is loads of stuff down there with their YouTube, their Discord, their Steam page, which, remember, has that demo, so you can jump on that and have a little bit of a play and see what you think. Now, hopefully everybody has had a great Christmas and New Year. I know I did. I really enjoyed it. Spent some time with my family. As you may have noticed, less uploads. So I was having loads of fun. It was really nice and relaxing just to get away from work and everything, really, and just chill out with the kids and the missus. So enjoyed that. Hopefully everybody had a great New Year and you are looking forward to 2024. It does look like we've got a hell of a load of good releases coming towards this, especially February. We've got Nightingale, we've got Sons of the Forest, and there's going to be loads of awesome stuff coming. Hopefully we see a Starfield DLC as well. Now, when it comes to content on this channel, we're going to be uploading at least 2 times a week. I'm going to try and do 3 times a week, same on the secondary channel, the Space Cowboy one, but that'll be covering mainly Bethesda titles. Whereas this one is going to be a little bit different. We are still going to cover the main survival games that I've been covering over the years, such as Generation Zero, Survive the Nights, Myst, all of that kind of stuff. And we will have survival games all the time. But I'm going to try out some different bits and bobs as well. We tried Dead Island, which went really, really well, and I really appreciate all the support on that. So I'm going to try and mix in some bigger releases with the survival games and see how that goes. I am just playing around with content at the moment. I'm just enjoying it, and I'm not sticking to anything too regular. But I will be twice a week. That'll be the commitment, and then potentially going to look to start streaming again. But that'll only be twice a week, and that will either be on Twitch or Kick. Haven't decided yet. So if you do have thoughts on that, let me know in the comments down below. But now, though, we are going to wrap that one up there. Hopefully you've all enjoyed heatdeathsurvivaltrain. We will be trying out the demo in a couple of days if this video does well, so make sure you stick around for that. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for more Wired Gaming. But now, though, I've been Wired, you've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.